Hey everybody, it's Pete Carmasino here with Chaikin Analytics. Welcome to this week's halftime show, where we bring you ideas, kind of looking at more thematic, more areas of the market that are setting up based on our system here at Chaikin Analytics. And we kind of flip-flop between the Chaikin system and the ACP platform here on StockCharts and StockCharts TV. The ACP platform being their new, very slick, cool, technical software, which I really love to use, and we appreciate the partnership we have with StockCharts. So we're going to continue this, and again, send us some feedback. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. It's all cool. We want to make sure we're delivering what you guys need and what you want to see. So today I'm going to be looking at the semiconductor index. Now it's not SMH. I'm looking at XSD, that ETF, that semiconductor ETF. We're going to take a look at why I'm looking at it, and then I'm going to show you a really cool way that we find names on our system where we have some buy signals that kind of generate and they get oversold or they're momentum related. And then there are ones that are showing the opposite on the downside as well. So we'll just review those and we'll be flipping back in between the charts to take a look so you can kind of get an idea of how this works. But you can purchase the plugin on your StockCharts platform. It's so easy. It's relatively inexpensive. It's almost like another month of StockCharts. For 1 year, basically you get the plugin from Chaikin Analytics. So again, we're combining fundamentals and technicals. You got the technicals on ACP. We're adding the fundamental package on the rating. And so you can take a look and see where your names look like from a fundamental standpoint. Technically, we know we've got all the tools we need. But again, when you combine both, I think you're going to have some better results. So let's take a look at the charts and see where they lead us today. Okay, we're back here at the Chaikin Power Gauge system here on our software. And from week to week, as I said, I'll go over the ETFs that are kind of setting up. Last week we did home builders. We still like home builders. You know, all of our subscribers got some names that looked good inside this ETF today. But we're looking at XSD here today, which is the Spider S&P Semiconductor ETF, symbol XSD, and it's equal weighted. You can see some of the top names. We got a name in here. Xilinx, a pretty familiar name, obviously NVIDIA, and Synaptics up here. These are all great. They're some of the top performing names here in this particular ETF, right? But I found the names today that we're looking at through our little kind of alert, our bullish alerts and bearish alerts. And so we're going to go through these names both on the ACP platform and on the Chaikin platform. So we'll start with the first one, Allegro MicroSystems. And Allegro MicroSystems has a very bullish ETF, an excellent setup here. Again, $30 looks to be, potential support. It was resistance here. It kind of held almost, multiple times here in the last couple of months. And the MACD is kind of just right in the zero lines, as is the RSI. So definitely some sideways action here, but we got an alert on it today that it's a bit of a reversal buy. And for us, that's basically a setup where the stock is actually capturing or going back above the 21-day. And that's an interesting setup because I've got excellent money flow. My relative strength to be better. I will not disagree with that, but this is new. This is a new rating. We just started rating the name because it's got over 1 year of activity on the exchange. And if you look at it, don't forget, it's got a market cap of $6 billion, even though it's a new company. But look at the yield, look at the PE. I know it's a growth PE, but we got a strong stock and a strong industry and kind of setting up. So I kind of like the name, and that's why I'm pointing it out. Let's look at the next one in our alert list, which, alphabetically, we'll just go down the list and take a look at the next one, which is Marvell. Now, Marvell had a monumental move last week, just a major gap up. So this one's kind of potentially sometimes a false positive because it's such a big move. However, it doesn't mean it can't continue. All I know is that we've got an excellent power gauge rating on it. It has definitely reversed the trend. Look at the volume on that day as well. Huge volume spike. Again, from the technical standpoint, you had good setups here. And if you had the power gauge, you might have been able to take advantage of it. Let's go back and look at this particular stock. Double click it, it'll pull it up. And yep, this was actually set up as an oversold buy even before we were looking at earnings coming out. But look at the relative strength. We stress this all the time, folks. Stay in good stocks that have great relative strength with the market. and typically you're going to do fine. And so a strong trend in a strong industry from this name, it just continues to power through. And we got another big momentum, sort of relative strength buy here, just because of such big moves. Now, we don't like to be in names that are popping above this volatility band. You can see it's done it before and pulled back. So if you wait for a better spot, you might get that opportunity. Is selling off today as well. And the next name is Micron, a name that's been, a beloved name in the industry for many, many years. And if you look at the setup here on the ACP platform, it's very similar, but I love the name because it's got a nice turnaround setup. So when you see this breakout and it pulls back, it looks pretty cool. We like that setup. So let's go back to our alert bell. And what is it telling us? Relative strength buy. So let's go take a look at Marvell. Let's see how it's setting up. If it's truly setting up, the way we want to, be associated. Hold on, I got to refresh this. Hold on. So I pull up Marvell. Yep. So again, Marvell was oversold, and that's not the one I want to look at. I want to look at Micron. Hold on. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Micron. Here we go. See, I love these kind of terms. This is a new relative strength, right? So it's an oversold buy, and it is, again, based on our indicator of overbought, oversold. Okay, money flow is not great, and relative strength is relatively new. But look what happens when relative strength is strong. The stock absolutely reacts to it. So again, it looks pretty cool. I think it's a great setup here. It's a massive company with a nice PE. The power gauge is stellar right now, looking very bullish. So you've got a lot of things in your favor here. And when you use this in conjunction with the ACP platform, you still get the same kind of setups. You're going to have to pick your indicators that you like the best. This crossover here and the MACD moving above the zero line were pretty good, setups to begin with. Let's look at ON Semiconductor, symbol ON, that's simple. And again, a big gap. I mean, these stocks have been, no doubt, kind of whipsaw-y here. But let's take a look at what the Chaikin system says. Again, very bullish, great financials, earnings, technicals, and experts rating. And if I go look at ON Semiconductor right here, you see a very similar setup. Now, this one didn't quite get above that volatility band, but when it does, it can ride there a little bit. It doesn't. It's done it in the past, but eventually you get a bit of a pullback here. And let's hope it doesn't get too oversold to where it gets below the trend line. But if it gets inside these bands in that 55 to 60 range, yeah, you're getting a good setup. Now it's down today about 5%. Is it a great opportunity? I can't tell you that. I don't know. What I am setting up here is the fact that the group itself is strong. You got a great name. It's been performing. Earnings have been stellar. And so you've got a lot of things, a lot of evidence in your favor, right? SMTC is another one here, bullish name. And this was one of those ones where we had a pretty good indication of relative strength changing back here between August, September, and October with a pullback, and then another setup even higher. So it's doing it again. It's a little deeper this time. We do, we still have a bullish rating on it, but let's look at our chart and see what is set up here on SMTC. Yep, and there it is, right? There's that move between August, September, October. There's that first pullback that was significant and got oversold. That actually played out pretty well. We might be seeing that again right here. We got great relative strength. The rating stayed strong. I'd like to see financials get a little bit better, but we can't have everything. Pretty strong stock, $5.5 billion market cap. They had good numbers. They beat last week. So it's been a little bit of chop here, there's no doubt. But I think if it can hold, this level, and that's really the long-term trend, I would even say around 82, 81, 82, you might be in good shape there. I think you have a good opportunity. We'll look at Xilinx, and then we'll look at SunPower after that. Now, Xilinx has just had an incredible run. Was overbought, but tended to continue higher in that overbought range using this RSI, the 14. But we have a bullish. Now, this is kind of tops, flip-flopped here, right? This is a seesaw, right? We've got fundamentals are pretty kind of weak. The earnings aren't great, but the technicals and experts love this. So would you call this a growth name? Probably. And so the future potentially looks better than the near term or recent near term. And when you start to look at names like this, you get an understanding of why a name is getting this oversold bias. So let's go take a look. Yeah. So excellent relative strength. It's been really dominant, just riding this. And this is a really hard name to get involved in. Maybe you're getting the opportunity here, but can I say I'd like to see cheaper price? Yeah, if I'm being greedy, maybe 190 would be better, but I don't want it to fall 17 points before then. But it is off about 4.5%, 5% today, like a lot of semis. But again, strong group, oversold. Maybe give this one a little bit more room before you take any action. Now let's look at the one that's coming up with a negative setup. This is SunPower. Now, bearish on the power gauge. Chart does not look great. Definitely oversold on the RSI. MACD just crossed below the zero line, so that could be one negative as well. But let's go take a look. Let me remind you of what it was. This is a momentum breakdown. Now, when that bearish alert sets up, you're definitely breaking underneath the trend. Although the industry is strong, there are some names that just have trouble keeping up, right? This could be one of them. The relative strength is getting weaker, okay? So we are right on the breaking point here of a 0.5. That's really our breaking point. It's not a zero line down here, it's a 0.5. And when you see this trend and you've got relative strength starting to change, you want to avoid those names or be very, very careful. Don't get caught into the value trap. But that's what the setup here, that's what it looks like. That's what the power gauge is reflecting. And that's what our bullish alert and bearish alerts look like here on our system. But again, you can use the plugin here on StockCharts just as easily for a very low price. So you get to the plugins, go check it out. And this might be something that you can find useful in your day-to-day trading. Okay, everybody, that's all the time we have here today on the Halftime Show. Again, thanks for joining me. I'm Pete Carmasino here, the Chief Market Strategist at Chaikin Analytics. And this is the Halftime Show. We do this weekly in the middle of the day. It's about 1:15 by 1:30 by now. And we want to keep bringing great content to you. So give us some feedback. Give me some feedback. We want to hear what you have to say there on the comments section in YouTube. If you like it, please throw me a like. And I really would appreciate that. So take care, everybody. Have a great week. And we'll be back next week with another Halftime Show here on StockCharts TV. Thanks.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.